We are back now. So sorry there was a glitch. We had a little network glitch, but I think you can hear me now for those who are still connected. Okay, so I was talking about the AI powered um, businesses or services you can render. Just yesterday, First Tech hosted a free training for a particular church in Asaba Delta State. And in that training, on the spot, in less than 10 minutes, we were able to empower the entire congregation on how to use a basic ChatGPT AI tool to create stunning designs. Yes, and I mean stunning designs. So almost everyone was so intrigued, they were happy, they were creating different things with their smartphones. All right. Some people created banners, flyers for their businesses, and so on. Now, it didn't cost them anything, just cost them maybe a little data, and they were able to create. So, in the same vein, there are some AI tools you can learn in a very short time and then begin to use it to execute job for businesses, organizations, and different people that may need such services. So these are things you can do to be able to make money. All right. These are things you can do to be able to make money. For example, you don't even need to be a professional graphic designer to use Canva AI. Using Canva AI, you can come up with stunning designs. All you need to do is to get someone to put you through on how to prompt AI properly or effectively. All right. So proper prompt engineering, or like I say, just basic prompt engineering. If you're equipped with that knowledge, you'll be able to do a whole lot with AI tools that help execute some things that some years back it took professionals to do those things. You can even service photographers, professional photographers, videographers. You can serve as an agent to them to help them out to use AI tools to execute some of the tasks that they do in their crafts. Are you getting this? So, um, this dispensation and time is actually the easiest, I would say, time to make money than it was in years past. It is easier to make money in this time than it was in years past. Before, if you're a musician, you have to try to gather the crowd, have a physical event, and then sing your song and all that. Sometimes you might even need to have a manager that will sign you up and all that. But now, at the comfort of your room, you can set up your camera and begin to play your songs. Are you getting this? And begin to play your songs without necessarily needing to be signed up. And your songs, if your songs are okay, oh, Jesus. If your songs are okay, they can go viral. All right. If your songs are okay, they can go viral. And in they going viral through social media, you can list your song in Audiomack, you can list your song in other platforms and or YouTube Music and all that. And then without much investment. If your songs have good quality, you can begin to have returns on that skill, as it were. So there are actually a whole lot of things like this that you can do. So you can earn between 3 to 30,000 per task. All right, if you are using AI tools to execute some things. Then from here we go to the sixth one. Let me take you to the sixth one. Okay. Let me go to the seventh one. All right. If you are still connected to me, if you are still connected, please do well to share the link. Share the link of this training. I still have quite a number of things to cover tonight. So share the link. This could be a blessing to someone. This could help someone to come out of misery. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are going through a lot. They don't even know what to do with their lives. And that is why School of Prosperity is here to empower you on the 3 M's of money, making it, managing it, and multiplying it. But as you can see, we are focusing on making it right now. That's the pillar we are on. So the next one is what is generally known as freelancing. Freelancing. So what does it mean? In freelancing, how does it work? You offer a specific skill, all right, such as writing, design, virtual assistance to clients, and often outside Nigeria via freelance platforms. There are different freelance platforms, like you have the Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer.com. You have a lot of them. All right. If you are in the School of Prosperity WhatsApp group, we are going to share a PDF document that details different freelancing platforms that there are that you can subscribe into. All right. So skills needed: one in-demand digital skill plus basic English communication. Just the ability to sell yourself, sell your skill to people outside the country. Then expected income. Here you can earn between $20 to $3,300 per project. Between $20 to $300 per project. And you know, when you convert this to Naira, it's a whole lot of margin. So what do you need? Between 0 to 10,000 Naira you can start. Maybe just to power your gadget with data. All right. Who buys? Local and international clients in Upwork, in Fiverr, direct referrals, and all that. So how do you get your first customer? Build 2 sample pieces of your work, or even before your first paying client. All right. Sometimes you might even need to offer those services for free to some potential systems. When they see the worth of what you have to offer, then they can deploy your service in a paid state. So this leads us to number 8. Here we'll be talking about what is commonly called business centers. You know, business centers, how does it work? Provide access to printing, typing, scanning, document services people need but don't own tools for. Now someone is like, I don't even have money for printer, I don't even have money for this, I don't have money for this. You know, some of you, when you stay in the zone of I don't have, you will remain in that zone. For you to actually have, you must learn to have the consciousness of having first before resources will come into your hand. So how do you do this? There are a lot of opportunities out there. All right. You can link up with family members, you can link up with friends, you can speak to someone, share your idea, and then they buy into it. You don't have the resources, they have the resources. It's called leverage. So in leverage, you are able to connect to those who have the resources, and then you bring the expertise. That's how it works. So what are the things you can leverage? You can leverage OPM, other people's money. You can leverage OPT, other people's time. You can leverage OPK, other people's knowledge. So there are different things you can leverage on. For example, you want to farm, you don't have land, but somebody has expanse of land that is just wasting there. You can go link up with the person and say, I want to go into this farming, I will use your land, then we're going to share the output of whatever I make. And that becomes a deal. So you must learn how to make an offer based on your skill, based on the value that you want to offer, and then get the needed resources. This is one of the skills you must learn if you are going to be rich, if you are going to break away from poverty. Are you getting this? So, what is the expected income when you run a business center? Between 20 to 100,000 per month. All right, based on your location. Based on your location. So, the startup capital between 30 to 150,000, you can start by renting time on shared equipment. There was something we are just launching recently. For some of you, you are living in an area where light is an issue. There is no good electricity supply. That is a problem, and that is a solution you can start providing. All right, you can set up a charging center. You can set up a charging center where you charge, all right, where you help people charge their different gadgets, and you get paid. So there's a whole lot of menial things you can do. Now, this thing that I'm sharing with you is not where the millions and the billions are, but these are things at your level that you can do, all right, to at least gain some stamina to now begin to create value at higher or in higher levels. And I'm speaking to Africans now. This training is specifically designed to bring out many from the mud and be able to put you in a position where you can now begin to have bigger dreams of creating system, building organizations, and doing things that now serve humanity at larger scale. But you just have to start from somewhere. You don't have to keep giving excuses why you can't move from where you are. So this leads us to the ninth opportunity, which I call local community services. What are local community services? These are services that solve small, recurring daily life problems within your immediate community or environment. They are errands that have to do with cleaning, deliverables, child care, and all that. So within your community, you can set up a system for taking care of children. We call it a daycare, where parents can drop off their children with you. You take care of them and you bill them on a monthly basis. All right? Or you can set up a system for maybe a laundry service, a cleaning service, or even a post-construction cleaning. There's a whole lot you can do. You see, School of Prosperity is a place of ideas. You come here, you cannot go without knowing what to do with your life, except you choose to be inactive, except you choose not to work, except you choose not to engage what you are learning. But if you come here, you will always see things to do. All right, so there are a lot of local community services that you can engage. You can set up a cleaning team that help people mow their lawns, clear bushes around their house, do general cleaning for compound, and you have a team that is executing that task for families and for house owners and all that, and you can earn as much as 20,000 to 50,000 or even in hundreds of thousands per task executed. These are things you can do, and you can set up a system around it. So no more excuse. No more excuse. School of Prosperity is where you are taught how to actually have access to money from where you are. From where you are. So what are the skills needed? Reliability. You have to be reliable. You have to be trustworthy. All right. If somebody gives you access to his house to come and clean his house, they must not start saying that things are missing, that some things have been stolen from their house. No, you have to be reliable. And then punctuality. You have to be able to deliver at a very punctual, in a very punctual state, such that you don't miss timing and all that. Then trustworthiness. People should be able to trust you with resources and trust you with their property to be able to execute whatsoever it is that you have agreed to do for them. What is the expected income? In this kind of system, you can earn between 10,000 to 80,000 or even much more, depending on the level of service that you are rendering. Are you getting this? So, this is how it works. This is exactly how it works. So, this leads us to the 10th opportunity. Now, I call these referral businesses. All right, referral businesses. So, there are businesses that are referral based. Earn a fee or commission simply, all right, for connecting buyers to sellers who already exist. So property, jobs, supplies, all right, when you connect to, when you serve as a middleman, all right, to connect buyers to sellers, to link up with already available services, and you are standing as someone who is referring others to such businesses. For every transaction that is executed, you are being paid. Example of this is networking. There is something that is called memory for needs. Memory for needs what? That means you are an organization is on board. They have a service or a product they are delivering, and then you are like the middleman that is standing to link up those who need such services to the available services or the product that they need to buy. So these are the things you can do, all right, to make money from where you are. From where you are. Expected income. All right, this varies between from maybe like 10,000, 2,000 to hundreds of thousands, depending on what you are standing as a referrer for. Are you getting this? So this brings us to the end of the 10 low income opportunities that I said I'm going to share with us. Now, if there is any one of these skills that resonated with you, any one of these opportunities that you would love to start, I want you to drop a chat on the chat box and to affirm it, to agree with yourself that I'm going to do this. Just make a commitment by typing on the chat box, I am going to do this, and then you list the name of that particular business opportunity that you want to engage. All right, make a commitment, write it down, make the vision plain, write it upon paper. So choose your model. That's the next thing. After you have highlighted or known the opportunity or the need area you want to service, then you need to choose your business model. How does this work? Look back through your workbooks, your notes, your circle one of the 10 models that best matches your value discovery answer. So out of the 10 business examples that I've shared, circle one, all right, and choose the one that resonate with your skill, with your abilities, with what you know you can do, and then make a decision. Pick the model with the lowest capital and skill barrier for you personally, all right? That which does not require you to be looking for big money to start. Start with that. It is when you start working on something that people will begin to notice your value. Now look into it, write your chosen model at the top of the next worksheet, and then begin to execute from where you are. Begin to execute. So this leads us to the end of the different business models that we can engage with. All right. So the next thing I'm going to talk about today before we call it a day in School of Prosperity is what I call creating your first offer. Now that you know what to do, now that you know the business to go into, now that you know the need to service, the next thing, and you have agreed on the model of what to do, the next thing is to create an offer. All right. How do you create an offer? Package yourself in a way people can say yes to you. If you want to sell land, you must look like someone that owns a land, even if you don't have one. If you want to be a banker, you must look like someone that is not hungry, or else people will not drop their money with you. If you want to, whatsoever you want to do, you have to start looking like that person. Anything you want to do, you have to be first before you do. It is in being that doing stems from. Are you getting it? Let me say it again. It is in being that doing comes from. So when you are, then you do. You don't do to be, you be to do. Yes, that is how it works. So let me now take you through this, how to create your offer, right? How to package yourself. Stop selling yourself as a person. That's the first thing. I am a graphic designer. It's an identity. It is not an offer. Don't tell people I am a graphic designer. That's wrong. Start selling a specific result. Instead, sell a specific result. I'm telling you how to make offers, how to push yourself out there. This is what you can do. You can say, I design a 5-page Instagram content pack for small businesses in 48 hours as an offer. This is a better offer. Don't just tell people I am a graphic designer. It doesn't work. There are a lot of graphic designers out there, but you have to deliver a specific service. So you can say something like what I said before. I design a 5-page Instagram content pack for small businesses in 48 hours. That's what I do. So when you engage this way, people perceive you as someone who knows what he or she is saying. So the packaging formula, I'm going to give you a formula right now. I'm not sure you can see my screen, but you can just write it down. If you are going on with me, write this down. This is how you package. There's a formula for packaging yourself or packaging your business. The first thing is who you help. In packaging, you must talk about who you help, what result you deliver, plus how fast or how it is delivered. This equals your package offer. Let me say it again. Your package offer is equal to who you help plus what result you deliver plus how fast or how it is delivered. This equals your package. So let me give you an example like the one I said before. Who you help. All right. I design a 5-page Instagram content for small businesses in 48 hours. So who do you help? Small businesses. What result do you deliver? 5-page Instagram content pack. And then how fast do you deliver on this result? 48 hours, within 48 hours. Can you see it now? So when you are pitching yourself or trying to let people know what you offer, you have to engage it on these three levels. The first level is talk about the people you help, and then you talk about the result you generate for them, and then you talk about how fast or the quality of delivery that you give out to make that thing happen. This is how to present yourself. For example, if I want to talk to a parent about what we do in First Tech, all right, I would say, in First Tech, we are a digital training hub, right? That train. What have I just done? I have communicated who we help. Young people from 5 years old and above. And then I talked about the value we offer, the results, digital skills training. And then I also talked about how we deliver it. All right. We have a training hub. We have a training hub, not just one. We have training hubs in different locations. So this is how you make your offer. And then from there, conversation ensues, and then you begin to talk. The person begin to ask you more questions, begin to give more details as you progress. So how to write a compelling offer? How do you write a compelling offer? How do you write a compelling offer? Lead with the results. In writing a compelling offer, always lead with the result, not the process. Customers buy outcomes, not efforts. Customers don't care what it took you. For example, the parent doesn't care what it took you to train their child to become an expert in computer provision. They don't care all the stress and everything. So you don't have to bug them with that. All they want to hear is that this is the outcome by the end of 3 months, by the end of 6 months. This is what my child will be able to do. So as a tailor, you should sell outcome. All right, you should sell the outcome of your tailoring work. Don't just say I sew clothes. I sew clothes. So and so what? But if you say I make clothes, all right, that boosts your self-esteem. I design clothing that when you wear them, your self-esteem is heightened. That is something. I sew clothes that helps you command a dignified presence. That is an outcome. My clothes helps you to look like the future you want to get to. That is an outcome. Are you getting it? So not just I sew clothes. No, that's vague. Nobody buys that. So let's go on. In creating a compelling offer, you have to be specific about the time. How long does it take you to get this job done? How long does it take you to get this job done? For example, in First Tech, we have different age group, and their timing for learning different skills that we tutor. And these things are very specific. So state the price. Okay, no. Before you state the price, name your buyer clearly. For busy mothers, for example, you have a service that is for busy mothers. Don't just say it's for everybody. No. Let your service be streamlined to a particular set of people, so that those people will be your client, they will be your customers. All right? Let there be a targeted solution that you are offering, so that people will know that, okay, if you go to this guy, this is actually what you are going to get. Then state your price or starting price when possible. No ambiguity. We run this training for this amount. Let people know. It will also help you to sieve out people that are not ready to pay you. You have to communicate your price. All right? Then remove risk where you can. First job discounted or satisfaction guaranteed or money back. You can tell them if I do this job, because you know your worth, you know what you have to offer. You tell them, if your child come to First Tech and he spends 3 months and is not, you can't see a difference in his or her life, then we'll pay you back the money that you paid us. The parents will be like, are you serious? They will drop the money, and by the time you do your magic on that child, the outcome speaks for itself. That is how these things are done. And that's the reason why you must be master of what you do. You must be skilled in what you do. You must be able to deliver on the promise. Don't just make people promises while you deliver nothing. All right. So this is how to write a compelling offer. I will take it again. Lead with the result, not the process. Be specific about the time that it will take you to execute. Name your buyer clearly. State the price, and then remove every risk that may be in the mind of the person you want to serve. By sometimes you remove risk by just telling them that, see, if I don't deliver at my promise, I will pay you back. And that is it. And most times, nobody comes back to collect back money from you because you would have served them well. So, okay, let me give you this. I call this the offer templates. For those who are part of our WhatsApp group in the School of Prosperity, we are going to give you these templates. All right. If you are not in our WhatsApp group in the School of Prosperity, this is the best time to join. Just drop your okay. A link will be shared on the chat box. All right. The group link will be shared on the chat box. You can go, you can just click and join the WhatsApp group from there. So that will be done. So you can link up with us via WhatsApp, and then you can get some of these things we are talking about and be able to engage them. So what is the template? This is a template you can use for someone who is offering a service-based business. I've already taught you these things. If you were following us, you will know I've taught you what a service-based business is. I have taught you what a digital product business is, and I've also taught you what a local community service is. All right, you already know these things, and if you don't know them, please go back to the videos before today, and you can get all this content there. All right, so if you are someone who is offering a service-based business, this is how to create a template for an offer. This is what you do. You say, I help, in bracket, who? You mention the people you help. Get, in bracket, results. All right, you mention the results you get for them. In bracket, time frame. You state the time frame it takes you to get the job done for so amount. You state the amount. So again, I will take that again. If you are offering a service-based business, for example, let me take for example, our training is also more like a service-based business. So I can say, in First Tech, we help young people from age 5 and above, that is who, get skilled in digital skills. That is the result we produce within so time for so amount. That's a template you can engage. When you state your offer that way, absolutely it has communicated to the person that needs that service whatsoever they need to know. Any further question will be to get more clarity, but this is enough to draw their attention to come to you. The second template is digital product. Let's say you have a digital product you are selling. So you can make an offer this way. You can say, get my, maybe a book, get my book, the name of the product, the exact tool or system, all right, I use to get so result, and then for so amount. Let me say it again. Get this product, you name the product, then you talk about the work or the result that that product will generate for the person that is getting it, and then you go ahead to talk about the price that the product is worth. Are you getting it? These are templates you can follow And then the third one is for local community services. You can do something like um, living in so area. I now offer so service, and then specific benefit. So let's say, for example, I'm into laundry. All right. So I can say for everyone living in Asaba Housing Estate, we now have a laundry where we offer subscription based service. You can pay as low as 10,000 naira to wash maybe 20 clothes within a month or 30 clothes within a month, and you can meet us at so place, and that is it. So you state the value you are offering, you state the benefit for the client. Even you can add, for example, if you're into laundry, you say we do pick up and delivery and a lot of other things that they surround that particular service. So these are the ways you actually communicate your offer to those that need them. All right. So before and after, I call this before and after, real offer makeovers. All right. Real offer makeovers. Before, I do makeup. After, I do bridal makeup that lasts 12 hours through Nigerian heat and dancing. Booked 2 weeks in advance, 25,000 per face. So let me say it. This is what I mean by what I'm saying. Before, when you are making an offer, maybe you are a makeover artist, and then you are saying something like, I do makeup. That is vague. That cannot get you clients. So what do? How do you properly communicate your offer? What you say is this: I do bridal makeup that lasts 12 hours through Nigerian heat and dancing. Booked 2 weeks in advance, 25,000 per face. So looking at this offer now, you will see that the person that said I do makeup, he didn't answer the question that is in the heart of the client or the potential client. But this other person that said I do bridal makeup that lasts 12 hours, he has communicated something to the potential client. And at the same time, he said, I am always booked 2 weeks in advance. And then he also stated the price. It is 25,000 naira per face. So anybody that cannot afford to pay 25,000 naira will not call such a person. And anybody that calls such a person is someone that knows he can afford it. And then he has to book 2 weeks before. Look at this other one. I know computer stuff. This is somebody trying to make an offer and he's just telling a potential client, said, I know computer stuff. That's nonsense. That doesn't make sense, and that doesn't get money into your pocket. So what do you say? Let's say you are a computer specialist or you are a tech person and all that. How do you make an offer? You say, I set up and troubleshoot small businesses WhatsApp business plus Excel record keeping in 1 2-hour home visit, and I charge 10,000 naira for this. You see now, you have communicated what exact value you give, and then you have also stated the amount that you charge. Vague offers get ignored, specific offers get booked. Write this down. Vague offers get ignored, specific offers get booked. And I've shown you how to make specific offers that is different from vague offers. So we're going to be rounding up now. Can we do a little practical? If you are with me, if you are still with me, let's do a little practical. I want you to write your offer now. Write your offer. Choose either any of the templates that I've shown you, all right, and communicate your offer. Write it down. Choose any of the template, either A, B, or C, that fits your section, that fits your business. All right, and make an offer. Fill in every bracket with a real specific answer, no placeholders. Just fill in, make an offer, like craft an offer based on what you have learned now. I want you to practice. And you might want to make that offer on the chat box. All right, you can type it in on the chat box if you are following us live. Type it in. Let us see the offer that you have to make. Let's see the offer you have to make. Let's see the offer you have to make. All right. Let me check through I will check through the charts and see the offer that you have to make. All right. Let me see the offer that you have to make. Drop it on the chat box. Drop it on the chat box. I want you to just practice what you are learning. 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 All right? Practice what you are learning. Put it to work. So, then you're going to do something. This is night already. Tomorrow, I want you to make that offer to someone around you. Go to someone around you and make that offer. Read it out loud to the person that, see, I do this and I deliver this value, and it is at this price I do it. And look at the response that the person gives you. All right? Do it and check the response. All right, so I'm going to stop here tonight. All right, I believe you've gotten some value, and then I'm going to be continuing from here next week, Friday. And just to whet your appetite, we are going to be getting into what I call getting your first paying customer. How do you get your first paying customer? All right, 10 channels, real script, zero guesswork. I'm going to show you 10 channels you can use to get your first paying customer. So don't miss School of Prosperity for next week, Friday, because we are still going to be continuing on the topic we've started in the month of July, the money ladder. All right, we are going to continue with it. So once again, I want to say a big thank you for joining us in School of Prosperity this evening, wherever you are joining from, either outside the country or you are joining within Nigeria. Wherever you are joining us from, I want to say thank you for joining, and I want you to do me a favor by sharing the link of this live stream to as many people as possible within your contact. That is the payback you can give me, so that more people can enjoy what we are sharing on this platform. All right, please do well to share the link at SOP_stir up to your various contacts. Thank you so much. Once again, School of Prosperity has I'll call it a baby. All right, the baby is called SOW. SOW is Streams of Wealth. Streams of Wealth is an early morning spiritual encounter, all right, that enables you to plunge into divine ideas for wealth creation. So this happens every Wednesday, and our time has changed. The new time now is 6:30 a.m. and it happens from 6:30 to 7 a.m. 30 minutes deep dive into the realm of the spirit to receive ideas, strength, and wisdom, and for execution. So join us also in Streams of Wealth every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Don't miss Streams of Wealth for this coming week. God bless you. Have a wonderful time, and thank you for always showing up to be a part of this. Now, the best thing you can do for me is actually to apply the things that you are learning. And I want to hear and be a part of your testimony. Have a wonderful time.